Yeah, this Lafayette team has a tendency to come out a little bit sluggish. 21-9 overall this season, 15-3 in the region. But this Woodford County team, well coached, they'll be well prepared. They've studied Lafayette. They remember what happened in that game. They remembered that they can be successful against this Lafayette team. And you can bet Jay Lucas has pointed out exactly what happened to cause the Lafayette run that led to that Woodford County loss.
Well, if you're Lafayette, you got to understand that anything can happen in March. And Coach Allison Denton knows full well the role of favorite. As her team was the favorite a year ago coming into this tournament, went to the quarterfinals of the Girls Sweet 16 in Bowling Green. They're looking to get back there again, but it starts here tonight.
Right, an outstanding squad led by Region Player of the Year, Dee Givens, and 6'3" Ashanti Thomas. A lot of talent on this Lafayette team, but you're right, it all starts here. Anything can happen in March, and they will be all down to business here in just 58 seconds.
We'll be back to McRae Arena in Richmond for Lafayette and Woodford County. This is the 11th Region Basketball Tournament on PrepSpin.com.
I'm Todd Graves with special guest Les Miles. Fans seem to have a set of game day traditions they really love.
And one tradition I really love is the one love of Raising Cane's. The delicious taste of those fresh, never frozen chicken fingers, along with that amazing cane sauce, lemonade, and sweet tea.
Wow, I think that covers every game day tradition out there.
You didn't mention my sweet dance moves.
That's a whole other show. Raising Cane's, one love.
The Kentucky Center for Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner, is now Clear Choice Orthodontics. Why the name change, you ask? Well, we believe that there's only one choice for all your orthodontics needs, and that choice is clear. Clear Choice Orthodontics. We offer a unique level of care for each smile in your family. We also feature the latest in Invisalign technology and Invisalign Teen. Put our award-winning experience to work for you. For a lifetime of beautiful smiles, come visit the most outstanding orthodontist in Kentucky, Clear Choice Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's is a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
Kentucky Children's Hospital is here to care for Kentucky's kids. From primary care to serious illness, we are specially trained to address their unique needs. Kentucky Children's Hospital is one of only 2 hospitals in the state with specially trained pediatric surgeons, a level 4 NICU for the tiniest babies, a pediatric ICU, and a 24-hour pediatric emergency room to care for the most critically ill or injured children. We are here to provide whatever care your child needs.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
That'd be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Choosing a college is about setting a course, a path that leads to your destination. At EKU, the adventure is what lies in between. Eastern Kentucky University. Great journeys begin here.
Back to Richmond, Kentucky and Eastern Kentucky University. Darren Douglas along with coach Justin Cheatham bringing you the final first-round game of the girls' 11th Region Tournament. The final piece of the semifinals, which will take place on Friday night here in Richmond.
That's right. We've already seen Franklin County advance. Big time. And Madison Southern, congratulations to them. And in the early game tonight, of course, we saw Henry Clay and now the final piece of the puzzle.
Well, and that Madison Southern victory, the first victory for the women's program in history for Madison Southern in the regional tournament.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was an exciting atmosphere. The Madison Southern fans came out last night, and they really energized their young group, and they played with a lot of passion in the first half. Lexington Catholic, a lot of passion in the second half, but Madison Southern able to continue their run.
Woodford County coming in here under Coach Jay Lucas, 30-plus years at the helm of the Lady Jackets. Approaching 500 career wins is Jay, and he'll start this lineup. Caitlin Ferguson, a 5'9 junior. Anastasia Reed, 5'5 and a senior. And then Chelsea Ford, a 2,000-point scorer at Woodford County. Only the third Lady Jacket to do that in school history. Got that a couple of weeks ago. 5'9 senior, along with Emily Brooke Corum, 5'8 senior, and 5'10 in the middle, Maggie Hudson, only a sophomore. For Coach Allison Denton, who, if she can go further into the postseason, she will hit the 250-win plateau in her 13th season. Makes me feel old. I remember when she was playing, Coach. She'll start Dee Givens at one guard, 6 foot and a senior. Lataya Wynn, 5'1 and a sophomore at the other guard. Kiera Pankins, 5'11 sophomore. Aisha Conwell, 5'9 junior at one forward. In the center, 6'4, Ashanti Thomas, the senior. And Lafayette will control it, moving right to left. And we expect some kind of a gimmick defense. We had it from Woodford here. Looks like a triangle and 2. They're going to chase Givens and Pankins, it looks like, Coach.
Yeah, you can expect a lot of variety from Coach Lucas. Starts out this game in a triangle 2. Not sure how many times Lafayette has seen that this year, but obviously 2 of the top 3 scorers, Dee Givens, the region player of the year, Kiera Pankins averaging 12 points a game. They feel like if they can limit those touches and those 2 players, that they can win this ball game.
They're chasing Pankins with Reed, and Corum gets the assignment defensively on Givens. They look down low to Thomas, skip it here on the near side to Wynn. Steps up with a long-range jumper, short, rebounded by Ford for Woodford County. I'd also mention she is a 700 rebounder in her career as Chelsea Ford.
That is an amazing career for Ford.
They go down low to Hudson, has it blocked from behind by Thomas, into the hands of Pankins. Here come the Generals. Givens, right side. Corum right there with her. Down low to Thomas, triple teamed. Down to Conwell, 15-footer good.
Good decision there by Thomas, recognizing the triple team, kicking it right back out for the wide open jumper. And that's what Conwell's going to have to do tonight. She's going to be open a lot. And if she can knock down that mid-range jumper, then that is very promising for Lafayette.
2-3 zone from the Generals. Here's Ferguson into the lane. Hangs, puts it up from 12. No, Thomas goes and gets it for Lafayette. They look to run with Givens on the far side. Corum hustles back and cuts her off. And they'll set it up with Wynn straight away. High post, it goes to Conwell. Lobs down to Thomas. Can't get it, now controls it. And back out to Wynn, deep between the circles. Looks like Lafayette might be a little bit confused right now with this triangle. They go down to Thomas, turns, puts it up off glass. No, rebounded by Ford. Ferguson with the basketball. Right wing, Ford shoots 3. Front rim, no. Corum in there battling, but Thomas grabs it for Lafayette. Here's Wynn with it.
So Wynn dribbling the ball.
We can hear each other now. Okay. Having some technical.
There we go. We got it now.
With a runner,
there we
short,
go.
goes and gets her own as Reed kind of lackadaisically went after it. Puts it up from 12. Good on the left baseline.
Yeah, gets her own rebound, knocking that shot down. Very relaxed is Dee Givens on that jump shot. Woodford not really trying to deny in their triangle 2, just manning up on Pankins and Givens.
High post, Hudson. Right corner to Reed. Wynn knocks it right over here. Good hands, Coach.
That's what I do. Catch them all. You got to catch the good passes and the bad passes.
Well, I'm a little quicker than Mr. Ball over here, so we'll be okay.
Just glad it didn't knock over my Pepsi.
I was worried about the screen in front of us. I can handle my Pepsi. 2-3 zone. It looks like they're really just, they usually match up out of this as Lafayette, but it looks like it's a straight 2-3, Coach. Reed for 3, left wing, no. Rebounded by Conwell on the backside. Off to Givens. Generals run.
Good weak side box out there by Conwell.
Lafayette got off to a slow start this year as Wynn shoots from 16, in and out. Thomas with the rebound and going to be fouled by Hudson, and that's a learning lesson for the young sophomore for the Jackets. A senior, Thomas, been starting pretty much regularly since her sophomore year at Lafayette, and I believe she is committed to play ball at Penn State.
Yeah, on that possession, just brought the ball down a little bit too low and allowed the much smaller Lady Jacket to get a hand on it, and goes to the free throw line where she does not connect on the first one. But for Lafayette, a couple offensive rebounds and second chance opportunities. If you're Woodford, you have to eliminate those second chance opportunities.
Thomas goes 1 for 2. She's a 48% foul shooter. So this game stays close. That's something to keep in mind for our fans out there, Coach. Here's Ferguson. One of 3 double-figure scores for the Jackets on the season. 3 from the right side for Ford, and that's a matchup problem for a lot of teams because Ford can step out, but as well play with her back to the basket.
Yeah, not very good movement on the 2-3 zone defense there by Lafayette, and good steal here by Woodford.
Ferguson with the quick hands, and she'll bring it across the timeline, looks back to Coach Jay Lucas. And they'll attack that 2-3 zone. Here's Ford. Right corner, Reed. 3 on the way. Too strong. Corum chases down the rebound near the Lafayette bench. He gives it to Ferguson. To Corum. Skip pass to Ford. In the paint, it goes to Corum. Back to Hudson. Now Ferguson. Steps in, 17-footer. In and out. Rebounded by Thomas. Good ball movement, though, from Woodford that time.
Good ball movement. Good rebound there by Thomas.
Here's Givens. Leaves it short. Rebounded by Ford. Right now, Woodford's got the pace they probably want.
They do. They're being patient on offense, getting good ball movement against this zone, and they like to shoot the 3. In the loss on February 3rd, they shot 15 threes. There's the third one tonight. Not a good look. Probably took that one a little bit too quick, but you can expect Woodford to continue to shoot that 3.
I think Pankins might have gotten a hand on that one, too. This is Givens, 5-3, Lafayette with 2:53 to play. Givens, a runner in the lane, no good. Good block out by Ford, and Ferguson claims the rebound for Woodford.
Boy, wasn't that a great box out there by Ford?
That's a clinic for your coach. Here Ferguson forces up the shot, no good. Conwell with a rebound. Ferguson reaches in, doesn't get it. Here's Pankins with it for Lafayette. 3 on the way from the left wing, good. First sub in the game is Caroline Bennett, the 5'8 freshman for Lafayette. It's 8-3 Generals with 2:20 to play, the clock running in the opening period. The winner of this one will get Henry Clay. Ford again for 3, right wing, good.
Well, it's the same play twice. They're bringing someone high up in the middle of the 3-2 or the 2-3 zone. Ford just able to catch and shoot. The defense not rotating over. Ford 2 for 2 from that spot.
You can see why she scored 2,000 points. She can shoot the 3, but she can also take it inside. Conwell drives, right block, has it blocked by Hudson. Ferguson with Woodford's possession with a chance to tie or take the lead here.
Smart job by Hudson to move her feet, go straight up.
Steal by Bennett. Bounces over to the right side. Givens drives on Ferguson, laid it up and in.
Smart adjustment there by Bennett. They go for the exact same play again. She's fallen for that pass twice. This time she gets a hand in the passing lane and steals it because that pass was going right back to Ford, who would have attempted her third 3 from that spot.
High post to Hudson. Jump pass down low. Corum laid it up and in.
Boy, that is just way too easy. Lafayette looking very tired here just 7 minutes into this ball game. There's no rotation defensively there for the Lady Generals.
Coach Allison Denton talking to her coaches to try to find out what's going on with the defense. Here's Thomas, turns on Hudson, and that's number 2 on Hudson, the post player for the Yellow Jackets. She has picked up both Yellow Jacket fouls here in the first quarter. 57.4 to play as Ashanti Thomas, who was 1 for 2 a moment ago at the line, is back there again.
Hudson, the only player in this game who has fouled.
Yep.
We've played almost an entire quarter.
Free throw is good from Thomas. Into the ball game comes another guard for Woodford. Peyton Rose, a 5'5 freshman, who a lot of folks around the Woodford program says is the next scorer for the Jackets. Don't know. We'll see. Thomas, perfect with both these free throws. She has 3. And the score is 12-8 Lafayette.
Well, Woodford, like Lafayette, just seems to always reload. They're just well-established, solid programs, and that's a reflection on the tenure of their coaching staff.
They lob back door to Ferguson, who somehow caught it in traffic and then has it poked away from behind by Wynn.
Ferguson, nowhere to go there. Wynn, good job getting a hand in there, deflecting out of bounds. You want to make everything difficult defensively. Last couple of trips, we haven't seen that kind of effort from Lafayette. Right there we do.
Ferguson to Rose in the right corner. To Reed. Back to Rose on the right side. To Reed. He'll run the point right now. Drives. Kicks it right side. Ferguson steps in. 15-footer. No good. Rimmed in and out. Corum, though. Battle for the rebound. Got it to Rose. Back out. Reed. Fake. Steps in. 17-footer. No. Rebound pulled off by Bennett for Lafayette. Off to Wynn. Ahead to Gibbons. Gibbons with a clear path to the basket. Hangs. Put it in.
Great fast break offense there by Lafayette. Good rebound, good outlet pass, looks up the side of the floor, gets it to D. Givens. All the way in for the score, 8-14 Lafayette.
Ferguson steps in. No. Rebounded by Bennett. And that'll do it for the first quarter, which was an entertaining first quarter. Lafayette on top after 1. 14-8 over Woodford County. We'll be back to Richmond and the 11th Region Girls Basketball Tournament on PrepSpin.com.
Kentucky Children's Hospital is here to care for Kentucky's kids. From primary care to serious illness, we are specially trained to address their unique needs. Kentucky Children's Hospital is one of only 2 hospitals in the state with specially trained pediatric surgeons, a level 4 NICU for the tiniest babies, a pediatric ICU, and a 24-hour pediatric emergency room to care for the most critically ill or injured children. We are here to provide whatever care your child needs.
The Kentucky Center for Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner, is now Clear Choice Orthodontics. Why the name change, you ask? Well, we believe that there's only one choice for all your orthodontics needs, and that choice is clear. Clear Choice Orthodontics. We offer a unique level of care for each smile in your family. We also feature the latest in Invisalign technology and Invisalign Teen. Put our award-winning experience to work for you. For a lifetime of beautiful smiles, come visit the most outstanding orthodontist in Kentucky, Clear Choice Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner.
Woodford County with the basketball as we start the second quarter of play as Ferguson steps in with a 3. Good on the right side.
Well, there's 3 threes from the exact same spot on the court. Can bet Allie Denton at halftime will address that.
Out to Wynn as they're back in that triangle in 2. They'll shoot 3 from the left side. No good. Long rebound. Rose knocks it into backcourt. Wynn will chase it down underneath the Woodford County basket on the far end. They give it over here to Bennett on the left side, who drives baseline. Now to Wynn straight away. Short, rebounded by Rose. If you're Woodford, you're trying to keep Pankins and Givens from taking a lot of shots. Pankin is yet to attempt a shot.
That's right. You're very pleased with your defense right now. Pankins not attempting a shot. Ashanti Thomas 0 for 1. So very successful first quarter defensively for Woodford County.
Ferguson went underneath the basket, tried a reverse layup, caught the bottom side of the backboard. Here's Pankins. Bennett in the left corner. Bounce high to Pankins. Now to Wynn. Givens with Ferguson on her this time. Lafayette just continuing to work it around the perimeter. Here's Rose, has it knocked away from behind. And Wynn will get it for Lafayette. Ahead to Bennett, lobs down low to Thomas. Catch, put it up too strong, rebounded by Pankins. And a foul coming up on Anastasia Reed for Woodford County, I believe.
Well, Bennett threw that pass, and that pass could never make it unless you have someone the height of Ashanti Thomas. Just throws it up there. There's nothing there, but she knows her teammate. Ashanti goes up and gets it, but doesn't get her eyes on the target and doesn't even draw iron. But Pankins, what she does so well is rebounds the basketball. She does right there and gets to the line, and she's good on the first free throw.
Well, I tell you what, Kiara Pankins had an outstanding year a year ago, but really put her name out there as a player to watch this coming season. In the championship game a year ago, they got the Generals to Bowling Green. She hits both free throws.
Yeah, well, and some of the difference, she's certainly still continued to improve. At the same time, you're now the focus of the opponent's defense, where she was not 2 years ago.
Right. They give it off to Reed here in the corner. Into the Lafayette lineup is Kendall Powell, 5'8", sophomore, number 25 in white. And we get a whistle away from the ball, and that is on Dee Gibbons, her first, team first for Lafayette. That would be the other thing, that if you're a Yellow Jacket fan, if you could get Thomas and Gibbons both in foul trouble.
Certainly, yeah.
But that's going to be easier said than done.
2 of your 3 scores there, and in the game earlier this year, Gibbons 17 points, Pankins 12 points. So certainly 29 points there between those two in your loss on February 3rd.
And Thomas did not play in that game because of injury. They give it off to Gibbons, drives baseline, throws up a shot, and is bailed out by a Yellow Jacket foul. And the foul is on Caitlin Ferguson. For Ferguson, that's her first, team fourth on the Jackets with 5:58 to play in the first half. 16-11 is our score. Lafayette, for the first time, Dee Gibbons at the foul line tonight. The first one hits the front iron, actually hits about every part of the rim and drops through. Gibbons, as Coach Cheatham told you, is the 11th Region Player of the Year. Shot is good. She has 7. And if I'm not mistaken, has signed with Western. Am I right?
I believe that's correct. And now Lafayette 7 for 8 from the free throw line. So that must please Coach Denton.
They're usually a 65% foul shooting team.
That's right. Not a particularly strong free throw shooting team. Starting off 7 for 8. It's a good stat.
Foul is on Powell, her first, team second. And a 7-point advantage for Lafayette makes it the biggest lead of the first half here tonight.
When we're talking about free throws, the Yellow Jackets have not shot a free throw yet tonight. So here we are well into the second quarter, haven't shot a free throw.
Ashanti Thomas just takes it away from Corum, off to Gibbons. High post to Powell, down low to Thomas, turns, going to be called for steps. Tried to get herself under control, and in doing so, shuffled the feet.
Yeah, right idea, going for the high-low. Thomas catches, turns, and kept the ball up high, did a good job of keeping the ball up high, but 2 defenders there frustrates her enough to cause her to drag that pivot foot and turn over Lafayette.
Well, usually at the high school level, if you body up, especially on the girls' side of things, if you put a body on a post player, it will bother them more often.
Right, and it's certainly bothered Ashanti a couple times tonight.
Hudson, step back, put it up too strong, rebound on the backside by Ford, put it in.
Good offensive rebound there by Ford.
I think Hudson may have felt the presence of Thomas a little bit and rushed her shot.
Ford now 8 points in this game, 4 rebounds.
8 of the 13, 18-13. Here's a steal by Ford, and then Conwell going to be called for the foul.
It's the third time tonight I've seen Ford read the eyes of the passer, jump the passing lane, and at least get a deflection. Having a great defensive game.
Well, we've seen her play for a while now, Justin, and I tell you what, the thing about that impresses me is she is just athletic.
Very athletic, great size, excellent basketball player, good defender, drawing a lot of attention now on the offensive end.
Wynn on a tough pass from Ford, who threw one at the feet of Corum. Here's Gibbons. Now straight away to Wynn, who will set the offense. Back to the left side to Gibbons. 3 on the way. No. Rebound by Thomas. Left it short. Rebounded by Ferguson. Corum out in front of everybody. And off her hands, out of bounds.
Well, the rebound on the 3 goes right into Ashanti Thomas's hands. She won't get any more wide open than she was right there. Can't connect. Really frustrated with herself right now.
Gibbons now will take over the point with Corum on her, and Woodford back in that triangle in 2. Gibbons gets a screen from Thomas. Lets 3 go. In and out. Conwell rebounds. Loses it. Gets it back. Put it up. No good. Rebounded out of bounds off the hands of Thomas. And I tell you, Lafayette, Justin, has everybody for Woodford in a black jersey pushed pretty far underneath the basket, but give the Jackets some credit. they're scrapping in there.
Right, well, you have a battle going on. You have Woodford trying to push Lafayette out, Lafayette trying to push Woodford back down. Right now, I think Woodford's winning that battle.
Ferguson, double team here in the corner, has it knocked out of her hands by Bennett. You know, really the intensity for Lafayette picked up when Bennett, the young freshman, came in for the Generals.
She sure did. She came in off the bench, hit her first shot, which is a three-pointer, has 2 rebounds, so she's been a little spark for Lafayette, and really the key to the 5-point lead that they have.
Has a steal to go along with that. Here's Ford out high, now to Reed. Reed, jump pass, steps in, 3 on the way from Reed, good. Excuse me, that's Ford. Chelsea Ford with her third 3 of the first half, and it's 18-16.
That's right. Ford now 4 for 6. 3 of those shots, 3-pointers, 9 points, and we have a 2-point ball game.
Givens off to win. High post, it goes to Powell. Turns, jumps off to Thomas, who put it in, and there's nothing Hudson can do. At 5'10", Hudson just no match height-wise for Thomas, who turned and after receiving the pass and put it off the glass. 20-16, Lafayette with a 4-point lead as we approach the 3-minute mark here in the second quarter. Ford bounces to Ferguson, right corner. Partially blocked by Bennett. And that's what they're going to give you help. And it'll stay Yellow Jacket basketball. Pankins back in, replacing Wynn. This is about as tall as Lafayette can go, with the exception of maybe Conwell.
Yeah, this is a very, very big lineup for Lafayette. They had a very successful offensive trip last time down. Expect to see more of that.
Ford misses as she shot it over Thomas. Powell grabs it for Lafayette. Pankins with it now into front court. Woodford's back, but Pankins will force it up and in.
Pankins just not happy at all about the way this game's going. She gets in there now, gets back in the scorer's column. That's her first shot attempt tonight, and it goes down, and it was a challenging one.
Yeah, she really forced that 3 Woodford County defenders there, and she got the roll. High post Corum. Down low to Hudson, taken away by Powell.
You can bet with a lineup this big, Lafayette wants to continue to go inside.
Yeah, oh yeah. If they don't,
they're crazy.
Yeah. Thomas with the rebound on the backside, put it up and in as both Reed and Ford hit the deck.
Yeah, you have just such a size advantage, not just with Ashanti Thomas, but look at the size advantage here with Dee Givens and Kiera Pankins. You have 2 to 3 inches there in addition to Ashanti Thomas, and just needs to regroup defensively to the Lady Yellow Jackets.
Timeout, Woodford County. It'll be a full timeout. We'll take it with them. It's 24-16 Lafayette. Back with more of the 11th Region Girls Tournament on PrepSpin.com.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's is a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
The Kentucky Center for Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner, is now Clear Choice Orthodontics. Why the name change, you ask? Well, we believe that there's only one choice for all your orthodontics needs, and that choice is clear. Clear Choice Orthodontics. We offer a unique level of care for each smile in your family. We also feature the latest in Invisalign technology and Invisalign Teen. Put our award-winning experience to work for you. For a lifetime of beautiful smiles, come visit the most outstanding orthodontist in Kentucky, Clear Choice Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner.
Back to Paul McBrayer Arena on the campus of Eastern Kentucky University, where Lafayette leads Woodford County in our final first-round game. 24-16 as we're under the 2-minute mark. Rose back in for the Jackets. They lob it down low to Ferguson, and Pankin's going to be called for a foul. Looked pretty clean from up top. May have gotten her with the body, though.
Yeah, probably just should have slid her feet over and gone straight up, but a great offensive set play called by Jay Lucas out of that timeout. That's just a well-coached offensive play, well executed by Woodford County. Need to get something going offensively, and then address the fact that Lafayette really has their inside game going right now on the offensive end.
Ferguson, a 71% foul shooter, shot a line drive, and it bounced off the front of the rim. She is also a softball player for Woodford County, so maybe she's wanting the snow to melt so she can get to the softball season when her basketball season is over here.
Well, I would say it was the noise of the arena, but it's very quiet in here right now. It's mysteriously quiet. It
sounds like we're at church.
It's like
I know, and you know what? In this first round, you usually have a lot of this. Now, the boys will heat up tomorrow night, and we've got a couple of really dandy matchups in the first round. Here's Bennett, 3, right wing, no good. Good job of battling over there is Reed, and it goes off of Reed.
Yeah, I really don't understand why you go back to your small lineup when, you've extended to an 8-point lead with that big lineup. You bring a small lineup back in and start shooting those outside shots. Maybe Ashanti Thomas needed a break.
Pankins with a spin move in the left hand, good.
Really getting it going there, able to catch, face the basket, read the defender, which she does so well, and attack the gaps. That's Kiera Pankins basketball.
Now, a lot of people will ask, why isn't Woodford denying the pass for the two players they are chasing? Well, there are two theories of that. One, you can do that. Two, you can play it like you are and just play them head up. Here's another turnover on Woodford. Givens, right side, layup, good. And just like that, it's an 11-point lead for Lafayette as we go under a minute to play, 28-17. Here's another steal. Givens the other way, laid it in.
Givens was literally just standing in the passing lane, and Rose just turned and passed it right to her. She's forcing the pass right now to the wings, and Lafayette taking advantage.
Ferguson steps in with a 17-footer, good. Well, the young freshman getting a lesson early for Woodford, Peyton Rose. Probably the biggest game she's ever played in her life.
Yeah, but you just can't force that pass over to the wing right now with a 11-point lead. It looks like Lafayette's going to take the last shot. Probably a good move. Lead and ball. Shorten this game a little bit.
30-19, Lafayette with the lead and the leather. Conwell screens high for Givens. Powell, right wing, steps in. 3 on the way. Back rim, no. Long rebound by Rose. Rose won't be able to get a shot off. And Lafayette will take an 11-point lead into the locker room here in Richmond. They lead the Jackets 30-19. We'll be back with halftime, some stats, and a couple of guests will join us here on your spot for 11th Region Tournament Basketball, PrepSpin.com.
Kentucky Children's Hospital is here to care for Kentucky's kids. From primary care to serious illness, we are specially trained to address their unique needs. Kentucky Children's Hospital is one of only 2 hospitals in the state with specially trained pediatric surgeons, a level 4 NICU for the tiniest babies, a pediatric ICU, and a 24-hour pediatric emergency room to care for the most critically ill or injured children. We are here to provide whatever care your child needs.
I'm Todd Graves with special guest Les Miles. Fans seem to have a set of game day traditions they really love.
And one tradition I really love is the one love of Raising Cane's. The delicious taste of those fresh, never frozen chicken fingers, along with that amazing cane sauce, lemonade, and sweet tea.
Wow, I think that covers every game day tradition out there.
You didn't mention my sweet dance moves.
That's a whole other show.
Raising
Cane's, one love.
Halftime of the last game of the first round of the girls' 11th Region Tournament finds Lafayette on top of Woodford County by a score of 30-19. Of course, one of the fine sponsors here at the 11th Region Tournament is University of Kentucky Sports Medicine Clinic, and March is National Athletic Training Month, and I'm joined by Walker Terhune, who just happens to be a guy I've known a long time. Walker, I guess we go back 25, 30 years.
Darren's been quite some time.
Quite some time, but as we mentioned, March is Athletic Training Month, and what's the theme for this year with the University of Kentucky Sports Medicine?
Well, during the National Athletic Trainers Month, actually, as you said, it's March, and our theme this year is we prepare, you perform.
Okay. And along those lines, you have to prepare for so many different types of injuries in various sports, and What do you prepare for basketball especially?
Well, our preparation really is not so much we're preparing for the particular injuries. It's more of preparation for pre-practice, pre-season, pre-game. We're always working on making sure our athletes are prepared. So, such as making sure they have good strength in their lower extremities to prevent any knee or ankle injuries, and then core strengthening, upper extremity strengthening for baseball and such like that.
Of course, you get those preparations of leading into the season throughout the year, and then postseason, of course. But unfortunately, we have some emergency situations. How do you all prepare for those?
Well, that's another thing. Actually, I should have said earlier. That's one more thing we're prepared for is just to be ready for emergencies. And what we do is for each and every sport and location, we have what's called emergency action plans for every sport and location that we deal with. So for basketball, for each gym, we know what we're going to do if something were to happen. If somebody goes down, we know who to call. We know how to deal with it. We know where our AEDs are. We know where our vacuum splints are. Always ready to help somebody if something were to happen.
Of course, we're in the early part of this month, and you go through something called baseline testing. What's that involve?
Well, baseline testing, you can do a number of things. You do baseline testing for concussions to see if someone's neurological baseline. We can also do baseline for core and hip strength or lower extremity strength, just to understand how somebody's doing and see if, hey, maybe we need to work on getting someone a little bit stronger in different areas to prevent any injuries coming up.
And unfortunately, we've seen an increase on those concussions. How do athletes? It's tough to do that, but how do athletes try to prevent a concussion if at all possible?
Well, yeah, that is a tough one. That really is one that research right now is really looking at something we're trying to figure out. Adding padding to helmets, looking at accelerometers into helmets. It really is something that's tough to deal with as far as prevention, because you're talking about essentially the brain, and you can only do so much because helmets are made to pad the skull, but not the brain inside the skull. So, that's something that's pretty tough to prepare for per se. So it's something that really a lot of research is going into right now.
Of course, you guys help a lot of people, not only on the floor or the field, but you also help people who, like me, who are old, that try to get back and do some things that the body can't do anymore.
Right, Darren, and we have, at UK Sports Medicine, we have the walk-in clinic every day, Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 8:30 in the morning, and that's exactly what we do. It doesn't matter if you're a current athlete or former athlete, if you're an active person, that's who we want to treat. That's who we see, and as athletic trainers, it's not so much that we only treat athletes. Mm-hmm. We treat active people, active individuals.
I know my partner, Justin Cheatham, he's a lot younger than myself or Gary Ball. And Gary's been very active here recently, and been feeling a little bit of the tennis elbow, and I have the old pains show up in the old sports career in the past. How can I, or somebody that is older like myself, how can we go about preparing ourselves to get back into the swing of things come spring?
Well, it's always something we all want to try and stay in shape. And it's one of those things that when you're trying to get back into shape, it's how do you go about it correctly. And it's usually, obviously, you want to start off see your family physician, make sure that you don't have anything pre-existing that exercise would cause problems to exacerbate. And then as you work into things, you want to get a good exercise program and work into it slowly. Everybody thinks that, as they say, that the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. And you jump in and you usually overdo it, and suddenly you're back. And so it's smart, like I said, see your family doctor, make sure you don't have any underlying conditions, and be smart about it as you start into exercise and work on making sure your core is strong, making sure that you don't overdo it those first few days, and understand that you're going to be sore for a little bit.
How important is diet?
Oh, diet. I could talk forever about diet.
I've heard you talk about it. That's why I asked that question.
No, it's very important, and unfortunately our society, we see the obesity rates are very high, and so that right now, and I see it in kids all the time, is they kind of eat whatever, and they don't understand, well, gosh, I'm trying to stay in shape, but yet I'm always thirsty, or I'm cramping up when I'm trying to play, and you look at it and you say, well, A, you're not properly hydrated. We drink a ton of Pepsi or a ton of soft drinks instead of water, and things that are really good, like natural juices, apple juice, orange juice, all those things that properly hydrate us to keep us from cramping up. And then obviously nutrition, fast food is not the best for you. It should be more of natural food such as fruits and vegetables, high protein diets, things like that to really feed your body correctly.
Right. Well, Walker, we do appreciate the work you all do at the University of Kentucky Sports Medicine. I know you're specifically hooked up with Woodford County as well, and I know a lot of people don't understand the role of an athletic trainer and now the necessity of having one in-house at just about every school in Central Kentucky.
Yes, really, we at UK Sports Medicine we've done a really good job. We have a contract with Fayette County and Woodford County providing athletic training services to all those athletes. And as you go around, Central Kentucky is really, athletic trainers have really shown that they're worth, and the schools have responded. And hopefully, pretty soon we can get athletic trainers for all the athletes all over the state. That's really something that we'd like to see happen. I know that there has been the state representatives in Frankfort have understood that, and they've recommended it. And now we've just got to figure out how to get it done.
Well, Walker, again, thank you for stopping by and continue good work with the University of Sports Medicine.
Dan, thanks a lot for having me on.
Thanks. Walker Terhune, part of the University of Kentucky Sports Medicine athletic training team here in Richmond. I've gotten to know Walker over the years, and he does an outstanding job, as well as all the men and women at the University of Kentucky Sports Medicine. Halftime. We're about 6.5 minutes away from the start of the second half. Lafayette in control of this one, 30-19 over Woodford County. We'll be back and take a look at the numbers and get you set for second half action on your spot for 11th Region Tournament action, PrepSpin.com.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's is a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
Hat maker Vincent Brimble prospered in the town of Hattington. Never flashy, he only made the classic bowler. Then suddenly the day's trend became preposterously tall. His Raymond James financial advisor reminded him that focusing on the long term is always fashionable. The fad was indeed a passing one. His patience paid off, allowing him to one day hang up his hat with confidence. Life well planned. See what a Raymond James advisor can do for you.
Behave.
Man to man?
I got the little guy.
Oh, did you leave cash for the pizza?
I got it.
With more features than ever.
All right, who's hungry?
Mobile banking from Central Bank lets you deposit checks,
You're in timeout.
pay bills,
Okay, you're gonna get a rip screen.
send and receive funds with Pop Money, and more.
Hey.
So you can stay in the game without missing a step. Do more with mobile banking from Central Bank, official bank of UK Athletics.
Kentucky Children's Hospital is here to care for Kentucky's kids. From primary care to serious illness, we are specially trained to address their unique needs. Kentucky Children's Hospital is one of only 2 hospitals in the state with specially trained pediatric surgeons, a level 4 NICU for the tiniest babies, a pediatric ICU, and a 24-hour pediatric emergency room to care for the most critically ill or injured children. We are here to provide whatever care your child needs.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not gonna come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
That'd be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Back to Paul McBrayer Arena, Lafayette on top of Woodford County here at halftime. 30-19, Darren Douglas along with the coach Justin Cheatham. And William Warfield on controls over next to us here on our right. And, Coach, the numbers of the first half.
Right, well, for Woodford County, Chelsea Ford, those 3 big threes led all scorers for Woodford, 11 points. Coram with 2 points. Ferguson with 6 points. 7 for 22 overall, 31% shooting. And from the free throw line, they were 1 for 2. For Lafayette, they were led by Dee Givens with 12 points. She was 5 for 11, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Ashanti Thomas, 7 points, kind of got going late in that second quarter, establishing herself down low. Conwell, 2 points. Pankins, 6 points, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. And Caroline Bennett coming in off the bench, knocking down a 3. So for Lafayette, 11 for 28, shooting 40%, has been able to extend to an 11-point lead because they were able to establish their inside game.
Givens again with 12, 7 for Thomas, 6 for Pankins. So the three-headed monster that is those three as far as Coach Denton and the Generals are concerned, getting it done for Lafayette, combining for 25 of the 30 in the first half of action.
I thought the triangle 2 by Woodford County was effective in the first half, especially when defensively they were aggressive and initiated contact with Lafayette. They worked hard in that first quarter to push Lafayette away from the basket as much as they could. Late in that second quarter, I felt like they were just kind of standing and they were getting back down. And when that started to happen, Lafayette started to have their way.
Lafayette closed the first half on a 12-3 run to take the 11-point lead after Woodford had closed it to 18-16. Coming up tomorrow night, we have the boys take center stage here in Richmond of the 11th Region Tournament. Game number 1 will be locally known Madison Central. Coach Alan Feldhouse Jr. will have the Indians in here taking on the top team record-wise in the 11th Region this season, Bryan Station. Bryan Station upset in the 42nd District Tournament Finals by Henry Clay. Game number 2, Coach, you had Lafayette and Catholic in the 43rd District Finals, triple overtime, an absolute classic ball game, 50-49. Knights win that one. Lafayette takes on Franklin County. Franklin County comes in with a record of 8-21. However, they are probably playing the best basketball of everybody consistently right now in the last 3 or 4 weeks.
They certainly are. Kind of a surprise there, Franklin County, but you get hot at the right time, you can beat anybody, and that's exactly what Franklin County is proving, and they'll give Lafayette everything they want tomorrow night. So action-packed. Hopefully the snow won't be too bad, and we'll be able to get in here and get those games in.
You just jinxed it with that 4-letter word. Thursday night, Henry Clay Modeling, probably the most intriguing first-round matchup, Woodford County and Catholic to round it out.
Yeah, well, those are 2 well-coached basketball teams. That's just going to be an exciting, exciting tournament from top to bottom.
And they've met each of the last 3 years of the 11th Region Tournament. So par for the course, the Knights and Jackets to get
That's
it
right.
on.
They just expect to play.
Second half will start with Lafayette having the basketball, moving left to right. Original starting lineups for both teams. Thomas into the lane to Conwell. Little 8-footer good.
Almost looked like the exact sequence of events to start this half. The entry pass goes to Ashanti. She's triple teamed, finds Conwell at about 8 feet, and she knocks it down.
You know, Woodford's triple teaming her, but she's so tall, and Woodford has nobody even close to her height. Here's a 3 on the way, partially blocked by Pankins. Conwell ahead to Pankins, driving on Reed, put it up, got it. And quickly a 4-0 run to start the second half, and now we have a whistle. And I believe Lafayette going to get a delay of game warning for touching the basketball when it came through. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I feel like that was incidental, but the official still gives the warning. Ball goes back to Woodford County, but great start for Lafayette right there. You saw the entry pass and the score by Conwell, and then the good defense, and then Pankins doing what she does well, facing the basket, taking you off the dribble, and just taking what you give them. She does it so well.
Reed, 3 on the way, got it. For Anastasia Reed, her first field goal. And first points of the night, 34-22, just underway here in the third quarter from Richmond.
Woodford County now 5 for 12 from the three-point line, so 15 of their 22 points from behind the three-point line.
They'll lob it down low to Thomas, put it up good. Boy, Hudson just doing everything she can, but Thomas just too big.
Yeah, at this level, if you have 6'4" on your team, if she will catch it high and keep it high, there's not a whole lot you can do, and that's what we've seen now, 2 trips from Ashanti Thomas. She's caught it high, she's kept it high, and she's made good things happen.
Well, I'll harken back to the previous game in Richmond Model. One of the assistant coaches for the Patriots, Sarah Elliott, was very good at that in her day over at Jackson County.
Oh, yeah, you talk about a legend. That was a ball player.
Especially up in the mountains. They go down low to Hudson, turns, tries to get it out to Reed, knocked away by Givens. Givens, stutter steps, drives, partially blocked by Ford, into the hand of Corum. Gives it off to Ferguson, who has her pocket picked by Givens. 2-on-1 with Ferguson, throws it up, got it. And a foul on Ferguson.
Well, credit D. Givens right there, misses the first layup. Woodford gets the ball back, but you know what? Great defensive effort, comes right back, gets the back tip, and makes a much more difficult and challenging layup right there. Going to the line for the and one.
And I'll tell you, too, that's on the teammates of Ferguson. Ferguson had no idea that Givens was back there still.
Right. Woodford just really coming out in this quarter a little bit lackadaisical.
Free throw short, rebounded by Hudson. Here comes Ferguson. The Jackets will lose 3/5 of their starting lineup. At the conclusion of this season, they'll have it go off of Ferguson's hands as Givens got another hand in the passing lane. The Jackets turn it over again. In their loss back about a month ago in Versailles, the Jackets turned it over 24 times. I'm waiting for the screen to change. They have turned it over 12 times already, and off of those, the Generals got 14 points.
Yeah, and what we just saw, that skip pass cross court from wing to wing is not going to work when you're throwing it to the side of D. Givens. She reads the pass so well, gets those long arms in there.
Pankins with that left-hand floater again. And it's 40-22 and a whistle and a foul coming up on Lafayette. And they're going to get Givens on the backside.
That'll be Givens' second foul. Pankins with 1 foul, Conwell with 1 foul for Woodford County. Ferguson with 2, Reed with 1.
Not a lot of fouls.
Not a lot of fouls in this game, you're right.
Both teams, though, playing some type of zone, and that will keep you out of a lot of foul trouble if you are active.
Yeah.
Reed, 3 straight away. Back rim, no. Ford in there battling between Conwell and Thomas, and the Generals come out with it. Generals looking to move on to Friday night semis. Givens in the lane, foul on Ferguson. And for Caitlin Ferguson, that will be her 3rd personal foul.
Givens really in a rhythm now. 14 points in this game, 6 for 13 overall, going to the free throw line where she's 2 for 3 so far tonight.
She had 26, and they went over Woodford County in February. Free throw short for Givens. And this, Coach, we talk about in the postseason, this is a spot that you have to make hay. When you get to the free throw line, you got to hit free throws.
That's exactly right.
Especially close games.
At some point, you're going to run into a close game, and you have to make those free throws.
And they did a year ago, they did Lafayette down in Frankfort at the Civic Center. This is Rose, the freshman, pulls up. Left wing, 3. Reed, no. Ford battling Conwell, and Conwell comes away with the rebound.
Conwell now with 7 rebounds in this game.
Givens down the lane, put it up and in.
Givens just having her way, just catching the ball around the half court, head up, ball down, reading the defense, attacking the gaps, doing whatever she wants in this game right now.
Now that Woodford kind of played the Matador defense there. Here's a steal by Givens.
She's
pulls up, lets it fly, had a foot on the line, rebounded by Rose. And then Givens going to get foul number 3 for the bump.
Yeah, just playing relaxed playground basketball right there. Gets the steal, comes down. No rebounders, but shoots the 3 anyway. Follows her shot, fouls, going to the bench now.
Sits down by her head coach. Allison Denton was a pretty good guard in her day over at Dunbar. Did you coach against her when she played?
I did. Well, no, I'm not
you
that
both
old. Not that old. I coached against her when she coached.
Okay, well, I was going to say, I knew you weren't that old, but you act like you were really old, Coach.
Well, sometimes I feel old.
There you go.
When the wind starts blowing like it is tonight, makes you feel old.
And your bones start creaking.
That's right.
Yeah. Foul is on Ashanti Thomas. Actually, they got Bennett. So for Bennett, that's her first foul, and at the line will be Corum, who misses the first free throw. Now, if you're wondering who Emily Brooke Corum is, that's the same girl. She used to go by Brooke Corum, and now she decided to go with her official first name, Emily Brooke Corum. Don't find a lot of high school kids that do that.
Woodford County, listen to this. Only 4 free throws shot in this game tonight.
As opposed to 11 for Lafayette. Here's a steal. And Ford trying to get the ball, and the official just part of the floor, unfortunately. And I had an old coach one time, Coach Cheatham, tell me if the official gets in your way, just run him over.
Well, that's exactly what happened, and Coach Jay Lucas just can't believe it. Ford wanted to just reach down and pick it up, couldn't. The official's legs were over top of it, and he looks back at Jay Lucas and says, what was I supposed to do?
He was just caught in no man's land. Here's Bennett for 3 out of the right corner, good.
Boy, and you talk about insult to injury. What would have been Woodford County's ball goes to Lafayette, swing the ball around, now pushing this lead up to 24.
46-22, 3:40 to play in the third. Here's Reed in the right corner. High post Corum, jump pass down low to Hudson, turn, put it up, foul on Powell.
Nice high-low pass goes to the corner, pass goes to the high post. Good turn and look. It's good offense for Woodford County.
If you are going to expect this Yellow Jackets squad to just roll over and quit playing hard, not going to happen.
No team that makes it to McBrayer Arena is just going to roll over. It's an honor to be here. It's a special event for these young ladies. You want to come in, and even if you're down big, you're still going to continue to compete and play big.
Free throw good by Hudson, who is only a 36.4% foul shooter, but she's only been there 11 times till just now. So timeout Woodford County. We'll just keep it right here for right now. And again, tomorrow night, boys will take center stage. The girls' semifinals will be Friday night. And already who has punched their tickets was
Franklin
County, convincingly the top team right now in the region as far as who's playing very well at this time under Coach Joey Thacker. And if you haven't seen Frank play from Franklin County, as well as Rebecca Cook, those are 2 young ladies to watch for the Flyers.
Yeah, special players, and then Madison Southern comes in, who, I'll tell you what, they have a strong and loud, energetic fan base. It was a lot of fun being in here last night, and the energy that they brought to this place. So, that's something that Franklin County will have to contend with.
Now, Madison Southern, after winning their first ever regional tournament game, as Hudson shoots the free throw, no good. Rebound pulled off by Conwell. 46-23. Lafayette on top. And they'll get it in the middle of the floor to Conwell, who throws it right over here to me.
All
hey.
Right. Now you have
good hands. Get some applause from the Woodford County faithful.
They've passed the ball to you, and they've passed the ball to me tonight.
So now we'll see if William, our partner,
it is your turn.
It's your turn. No hands?
No.
Well, pressure on Gary Ball tomorrow night. Here's Ferguson, 3, right wing, short, rebounded by Hankins.
Woodford County, out of that timeout, Woodford County has stepped up their defensive intensity.
Yeah, they've just got to play. I mean, you got nothing to lose right now. Just go ahead and play.
You just play basketball. You continue to fight. You try to get better. You learn, and you can leave here with your head held high.
Pankins off to Wynn. Down low to Powell, who will turn on Hudson. Throws it over the head of Pankins, but Wynn, with that speed, will run it down in front of the scorer's table on the far side. Wynn just pounding the dribble as Woodford continues to stay in that 2-3 zone. And now Reed denying Bennett with the basketball, but Bennett gets it here on the right wing, bounces on the right block to Powell. Cross court to Wynn. Steps in 3. Short. Rebound in the corner by Ferguson. 2:10 to play here in the third quarter. 3 from Reed, way too strong. Pankins on the backside, and then Corum going to be called for the bump.
Pankins just right there, 10 points tonight. That takes her up to 6 rebounds, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, and looks like we have Dee Givens and Ashanti Thomas checking back in for Lafayette.
Well, Pankins and Givens already in double figures. Thomas with 9. Those are your 3 double-digit scores on the year for Coach Denton and the Generals, and when those 3 are putting points on the board, Lafayette's very tough. This is Bennett to Wynn. Now, Wynn's not asked to score a lot. She's actually asked to just run the offense, get the ball to the people who are.
And you know what? She has done a great job handling the ball tonight, and we're going to have a offensive foul there on Ashanti.
That just kept backing Hudson down and backing Hudson down, and I tell you, Maddie Hudson will get better from this by going against somebody of the caliber of Shantae Thomas.
That's right. Well, you're not going to jump up and deflect that pass when it's that high. You're certainly not going to block her shot, so the best thing you can do is try to get in position and get knocked down, and that's what she does.
Ferguson for three, hit it. 46-26
Good
now.
looking stroke there for Ferguson, 3 for 11 for tonight, now 9 points, second leading scorer for Woodford County.
Givens on the left side, looking down low for Powell, has it. Lobs to the high post to Thomas, puts it on the floor, backs in, turns, spins, put it up, no good, rolled off the rim, rebounded by Hudson. Woodford County with the basketball, 1:10 to play here in the third quarter. Lafayette looking to move to Friday night semifinals. Ferguson steps in, 15-footer, rolls around and through.
Ferguson kind of getting a hot hand now. That's 2 baskets in a row. She's now with 11 points in this game.
46-28, Lafayette by 18. Givens here on the near side. Cross-court pass and a bullet to Powell, who does a nice job of sealing her defender and catching the pass that had some heat on it.
Yeah, that pass was a bullet. Good hands by Powell to catch and finish. Pushes this back to a 20-point lead for Lafayette.
Ford in the right corner, who's not, I don't think Ford scored this half yet. Well,
there you go.
There you go, on cue.
Ford now with 4 threes in this game. Good looking stroke. You have to defend her all over.
48-31 in favor of Lafayette. 17-point advantage. We're under 10 to play here in the third. Givens angles right side, down the lane, whistling a foul, and take your pick, 3 of them.
Yeah, good drive there. Going to the free throw line, and again, that's Dee Givens just using her athleticism. Not real quick there, just seeing the floor well, getting the defender, backpedaling, attacking the gap, and then using her vertical ability to get up in the air and drawing the foul.
Being very patient, and then here's where she struggled tonight at the free throw line so far. 17 points for Givens tonight. They lead it 48-31. As Bennett comes back in for Lafayette, the free throw good from Givens. 49-31, 2.1 to play in the third. Inbound to Rose. She'll heave it from three-quarter court. It's well short. And we'll head to the fourth quarter with Lafayette in control of this one. 49-31, back with the fourth quarter action from Mitchell. And the 11th Region Girls Basketball Tournament on PrepSpin.com.
This is a special place.
Our home court advantage.
With the support of our fans and the Big Blue Nation, we can accomplish anything.
That same hometown advantage can be yours at Central Bank.
With their winning personal service, Central is passionate about helping me succeed.
They're always behind me, helping guide my financial strategy, and they can help you too.
Think local.
Grow local.
Bank local. Put Central Bank's hometown advantage to work for you.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's is a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter. Locally owned and operated since 1972.
Back to Richmond. We'll get the fourth quarter underway with Woodford County with the basketball. Trailing 49-31 now. A lot of people think this game might be well in hand, but we saw a huge comeback last night. They run that same play, this time with Ford on the receiving end, and a nice pass from Anastasia Reed.
Well, they screen the back of the zone, throw the lob pass, executed to perfection twice now, both times right out of a out of a timeout or a quarter change, and great offensive trip there for Woodford.
49-33, Lafayette with a 16-point lead. They go down the block to Thomas. Turns, throws one up on the backside. No, but Conwell there to clean it up.
Ashanti not able to finish, but Conwell right there again. Another big rebound. That's her 9th rebound in this game.
That's another thing I think Thomas has a tendency to do sometimes, not get her shoulder square to the rim.
Yeah.
She kind of shot that one over her right shoulder. This one, steal by Powell, working on Ferguson, 1-on-2. She left it short. Quorum grabs the rebound, and then Pankin's going to be called for the reach-in. Tell you, Ferguson kind of lulls you into a sense of security. She's not going to really challenge you, and then as you commit to go up for the shot, she kind of darts up under you and kind of doesn't really make a swipe for the ball, just kind of takes your eyes off of it by the darting in your vision.
Ferguson having a good game right now. 11 points, 4 rebounds.
They'll run the same play again. This time, though, broken up on the backside by Conwell, I believe that was.
Well, it didn't work that time because the screen never happened.
Yeah.
Trying to screen the back of the zone up high and didn't. Screen was just not there.
Their nice bounce pass from from Reed to Ford, and then Ford showing her versatility. She can play behind the arc, this time making a slashing cut.
That's right. We've seen Ford go 4 for 7 from the three-point line, 12 points from the three-point line, 16 points overall, 4 rebounds, and right there, great ball handling, drives to the left, takes it right at Ashanti Thomas and picks up the foul.
For Thomas, that's her second foul. And Ford, who shoots at about 62% from the foul line, misses the first. We talk about her athletic ability, 2,000 points. That's a lot of points.
Whole lot of points. Had a great run at Woodford County.
Been playing varsity basketball since the 7th grade for Woodford County. She hits 1 of 2, 17 now for the senior Ford, who will be doing something in college at the athletic level. Do not know what quite yet. Gibbons going to be called for steps.
Yeah, right idea. Pass it up high to the middle. Ashanti. Turn, look, C.D. Gibbons. Just a bad pass there by Thomas, and turnover Lafayette.
Turnover. We do get confirmation. Ford will be playing basketball over at Asbury University.
Okay.
I said I didn't know what because she plays volleyball, and she's a shot putter on the track team. Here's a shot from 3 blocked by Pankins. Quorum battling Powell for it, and it goes off for Quorum on the baseline. Woodford continuing to battle. Lafayette doing the same, even with the big lead. So both coaches have to be proud of their teams because they're both doing what they've set out to do. Unfortunately for Woodford, they hit a cold spill.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They're 13 for 33 overall, 7 for 19 from the three-point line. Going to need a little bit better shooting and fewer turnovers. They have 14 turnovers in this game. Can't have that if you're going to pull the upset.
Conwell from about 12. Ford got a piece of that one. Gibbons and Ferguson battling for it, and Ferguson going to be called for the foul, I believe.
Yep. That'll send Gibbons back to the free throw line. She already has 18 points tonight.
And for Ferguson, that's foul number 4 on the night.
Yeah, when we talk about ball handling, I really feel like so much of the game comes down to handling the basketball, cherishing every possession. Lafayette, 16 points off turnovers from Woodford County. Well, you have a 17-point lead, so it's a ball game if you eliminate those turnovers.
If you cut them in half, you're still right there.
Right.
And if you're an underdog coming in if you're any team, if you're an underdog, if you can keep your turnovers down and keep it close to the fourth quarter, you never know what might happen. Here's a steal and a turnover, but then Quorum reaches in and ties up Conwell, but on the alternating possession, it goes to the Generals. Again, Franklin County, Madison Southern in semifinal game number 1 on Friday night. Henry Clay awaits the winner of this one. Right now, it looks to be Lafayette, and the Devils got the Generals twice this season.
That's right. I believe their first meeting, Henry Clay won by 1 point. And in the second meeting, it was a double-digit win.
And a foul on the bottom side of the bottom part of the floor there underneath the basket as we've got Boy, nobody guarded Pankins, and she missed the easy one.
Yeah, that's as wide open as she's been all night, standing wide open, 6 feet from the basket. Wishes she could have that one back.
Shot that one with the right hand. Maybe she shot it with her left. She's pretty adept at under 10 feet with that left hand. Rose, right wing. Ferguson steps into a three. Got it.
Ferguson now 14 points in this game, second leading scorer. 3 for 6 from the three-point line, so she's had a good night. For the Yellow Jackets, 38% to Lafayette's 42% field goal percentage.
Lafayette's going to take a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. And again, we remind you tomorrow night, a couple of games in the boys' half of things. It'll be Franklin County and Lafayette in game number 2, Bryan Station and Madison Central in game number 1. That first game has the makings of being a pretty doggone good basketball game. Depends on which Bryan Station team shows up. They have a tendency sometimes to get off to slow starts. Madison Central kind of in a rebuilding mode, although you never can count out an Allen Feldhouse Jr. coach team at all.
You have Madison Central coming in, facing the number 19 ranked Bryan Station, and Franklin, who's as hot as anybody, going up against number 13 Lafayette, who lost just an absolute thriller, triple overtime battle in the championship of the 43rd.
And we talked about free throws. That probably cost the Generals the 43rd district title.
You could definitely find plenty of points at the free throw line.
This is Bennett, steps into a three, right wing, short, rebounded on the near side by Powell, put it up, partially blocked from behind by Hudson, put it up, and a foul. That's Powell who stayed with it. And I believe they get Chelsea Ford. They did with the foul for Ford. That's foul number 2. And at the line will be Kendall Powell. And Powell tonight has 2 points.
Yep. On that offensive rebound, that pushes Lafayette to 14 offensive rebounds. Overall, they're winning in their rebounding category 33-20, which you would expect considering the size advantage that they have.
Bench points are even, which you would expect Lafayette to possibly be owning right now, but they're dead even at 8 points apiece. The offensive rebounds you mentioned very much in favor of Lafayette. Rose back over here to Reed. 3 on the way, short. Long rebound chased down by Ferguson. And Woodford will get another crack at it. 54-37. And this was about the time last night when Lexington Catholic made their run at Madison Southern.
Oh, it sure was. I mean, you thought the game was over, well in hand by Madison Southern, but Lexington Catholic just would not quit. A lot of fight those lady nights and made it just a thrilling basketball game.
So the moral of the story is if you keep playing hard,
good things can happen.
Good things can happen. One team may shut it off a little bit too early, and once you shut it off, it's kind of tough to get it restarted, isn't it?
And good things can happen. And even if they don't happen tonight, if you keep playing hard, they will eventually start to happen for you later down the road in your career, whether it be basketball, academics, your profession. So Bennett good on the first free throw. She now has 6 points and 2 rebounds.
Just got a tweet from Coach Denton's husband, Justin, and their son at home enjoying our coverage tonight. So
good.
And it looked like he was actually controlling the computer. Son was.
Nice.
So ball knocked out of bounds again. Was that Gibbons that got a hand on, or was that Bennett?
I'm not sure. I was looking at the tweet and I'm just thinking, that's, again, what's so great about PrepSpin. You've got a coach's family at home who can tune into this basketball game. How many of these young ladies over here right now have an aunt, an uncle, a grandmother who might not necessarily be able to come out? Well, what PrepSpin does for you is it allows you access to all these games right in the comfort of your own home.
Another foul on Lafayette, and that's not going to please Coach Denton, is that she just kind of interlocks her fingers across the way and throws her hands out as her team looks at her and says, don't foul. Quit reaching.
With 3:46, you just want to move your feet, hands off, go straight up, box out, do things fundamentally correct, shoot layups and free throws.
Woodford County only 3 of 9 from the foul line tonight, and they hit half of those. They're right, not right there, but it's a lot closer than it is right now.
Making your free throws. There's 6 points right there, so it would be 43. So that would certainly make a difference.
Especially because they've outscored Lafayette 8-2 from behind the arc. Thomas with a shot, no good. Pankins keeps it alive and then goes off the hands of Givens, out of bounds to Woodford County. And again, 3-13 with a three-point shot. That 18-point lead, not insurmountable.
Yeah, well, you can bet that this Woodford County Lady Yellow Jackets team will continue to fight and do everything they can, to, even if they don't win, to improve.
They'll continue to crank up the threes, too. I'll tell you that from experience with this group.
That's right. They have shot 21 threes in this ballgame.
Ferguson steps in from 15 and hit it with Pankins right in her face. Those two are going to enjoy a couple of, well, at least one more year. Ferguson's a junior of going head-to-head. Nice pass. And Thomas had a clear lane to the path, but evidently she's been instructed not to put it on the floor too much.
Well, that was just an impressive sequence right there. Lafayette did not dribble the basketball. They got it across half court, passed the ball, didn't even need to dribble, moved the ball across the court, find the open shooter, knock down the shot. That is just well executed basketball.
Ford working on Thomas, splits Bennett and Thomas. It goes off of Ford, out of bounds to Lafayette. We forgot to mention Bennett hit a three from down here to answer the basket from Ford. 58-39, 2:19 to play. And Lafayette looking to move on to Friday night semifinals and their third date with Henry Clay. And Thomas going to be called for a push-off. Put her hand right in the small of the back of Ford and discarded Ford. Not much of a discard, but she's got to understand she has a height advantage. Just put both hands up and as a target hand.
That's right. Just get your hands up high, throw it high, catch it high, keep it high. Gets a little frustrated after that foul, but gets her emotions under control.
Ford a three, no good. Rebounded by Corum. Out to Rose. Rose steps in. Missed it badly. Rebounded by Pankins.
Pankins now 10 points, now 6 rebounds in this game.
In the corner to Givens. Clear path. And Ford got came across the forehead. No call, but
yeah, I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah.
Givens drove in. Clearly, there was contact right to the side of her head and no call.
Ford bounces in the corner to Ferguson. Steps in, 8-footer. Got it, and a foul on Pankins. Or they call it on Ford. Who'd they call it on?
Well, the basket was good.
Call it on Shanti Thomas.
Call it on Thomas, which will be her 4th foul. With 1:31 to go and a 19-point lead, you wonder, I was going to say, how much longer will you keep Ashanti Thomas in the game? She goes to the bench.
And how much longer do you keep Givens and Pankins as well?
Yeah, I would expect that they're going to be coming out soon as well.
So the three.
Probably 30 more seconds.
Double-figure scores on the season for Lafayette, again in double figures. Led by Givens with 19. They're also joined in double figures by Bennett, who has 10. So 4 generals in double figures tonight.
Okay, so now they're waving the basket off. Because
they said the basket was good. And
first they said the basket was good, and she made the first free throw, and then they gave her the second free throw, so now they're...
Well, the basket was good by Ferguson. The foul was on the rebounding position, so that's why we got the 1+. Well, actually, the double bonus for Ford.
Yeah, so cut this to 15, and...
16-point advantage for Lafayette, 18 now for Ford tonight. And what is turning out to look like her final game for Woodford County. This is Wynn, as Woodford now looks like they're trying to go man-to-man. They are going to match it up and go man-to-man.
Yep, Wynn does a good job backing it out right there.
Ferguson to Bennett, down to Powell. Powell turns on Ford, and Ford just waited and swats it out of bounds. Inbound to Powell in the corner. 17-footer on the way. Good. And Lafayette will take a quick timeout with 1 minute exactly to play, and they lead it 58. Should be 60, right? Am I right? Yep. 60-42. Just a little slow on the trigger across the way. Didn't think my math was wrong. I want to thank some of our fine sponsors, University of Kentucky Sports Medicine, along with Rafferty's. Saw Gary Ball a moment ago with that. the soup and a sandwich.
Yep, so with 1 minute to go in this game in the fourth quarter, it's Lafayette up by 18 points, and bands are playing. Coach Lucas has given his final instructions to his team, probably going to come up short. Lafayette move on to the highly anticipated matchup Friday night versus Henry Clay.
Now that will be the marquee semifinal game. Lafayette and Henry Clay, round number 3 here in 2014-2015. However, do not sleep on that first one. Madison Southern is a very well-coached ball club, and they will give Franklin County some fits. We'll see what kind of Franklin County answers Coach Joey Thacker and his crew have. The ball off the foot of Powell, back over to Woodford County at 51 seconds to play in the ball game. Clear Cut Orthodontics, also one of our fine sponsors.
Ball goes in. Woodford County's Corum on the miss, and here's Wynn pulling it back out. Handling the ball, passes over to Givens.
Under 50 seconds to play. We'll get Coach Allison Denton over here after the ball game, so one of us will have to run over and get her, Coach.
All right.
I don't know which one of us is in better shape. Neither one of us are answering that question,
yeah.
are we?
Yeah. There's a sharp turn around this corner, and I don't want to try to take it too quick.
I don't want to blow a wheel out either.
Yeah.
He'd be laid up for 6 months. This is Wynn. She just dribbles it out, gives to Conwell. Conwell now back to Pankins with 20 seconds to play. Woodford County not going to foul, just going to play good, hard nose, and then we get, just as I say that, we get a reach-in foul. 14.9 to play. Woodford County will finish the year 14-17 on the year. Only, get this, only the third losing season under Coach Jay Lucas in 30 years.
That is amazing. It's just testament to the
consistency,
level of consistency in the program at Woodford County. And they'll continue to be competitive for years to come.
44 in black is Abby Faulkner, a 5'6 senior, making her appearance in here. Mariah Bradshaw, 5'11 senior, number 54 in black, making her first appearance. So the 5 seniors for Woodford County will have seen action tonight.
Yep, and for Lafayette, we have Conwell checking in, and McIntosh.
That's Amani Conwell, 5'9 junior.
Pruner in the game for Lafayette.
Lucy Pruner, number 14, 5'5 senior, along with Sydney McIntosh, as Coach mentioned, a 5'5 freshman. Also into the lineup, I believe, that is Takia Carter, 5'9 freshman. Pankins' free throw, no good. Rebounded by Powell. Actually, it's not Powell. That is actually Conwell. And Amani Conwell going to be going to the foul line. A nice offensive rebound off the free throw miss, and Woodford County going to wholesale substitutions here. Chelsea Ford, only with her second foul tonight, but she'll round out her Woodford County career with a 20-point night tonight.
Great night for Ford. Great career for Ford. Ferguson with a great game for Woodford. 18 points, 7 rebounds. Tremendous effort. Just too many weapons for Lafayette. Too much size. Lafayette will move on.
Now for Woodford County, we're getting Zamara Washington, number 14 in black, along with Caitlin Burdine, 5'5 sophomore. Washington also a sophomore, as well as number 24, Erica Heisel, 5'8 junior, and Sydney Fugate, 5'5 junior for Woodford County. Free throw no good. Tipped up by number 14, Pruner, and I believe that was Gar Carter with the basket. So 62-42. A 20-point Lafayette victory over Woodford County. And they move on to Friday night's semifinal game, the second game of 2 at Paul McRae Arena. We'll get you set for those. We'll also set you up for tomorrow night's 2 boys games here in Richmond. And we'll take a look at the final numbers, plus Coach Allison Denton of Lafayette on your spot for 11th Region Tournament action, PrepSpin.com.
I'm Todd Graves with special guest Les Miles. Fans seem to have a set of game day traditions they really love.
And one tradition I really love is the one love of Raising Cane's. The delicious taste of those fresh, never frozen chicken fingers, along with that amazing cane sauce, lemonade, and sweet tea.
Wow, I think that covers every game day tradition out there.
You didn't mention my sweet dance moves.
That's a whole other.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky. And all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
Back at McBray Arena in Richmond, Kentucky, on the campus of Eastern Kentucky University, Darren Douglas, Coach Justin Cheatham, joined by Lafayette head coach Allison Denton. And Coach, about a year ago we were doing this.
That's right.
But you looked a little bit different. And we got a picture of your young son, a year old now.
Yes, that's right. Almost. He's 9 months.
9 months, awful big. You're feeding him very well, Coach.
That's right.
Your team tonight came out a little sluggish, but I think it had to do with what Woodford had come out in, and they came out in a triangle of 2. Did you expect them to come out? I know you expected possibly a zone, but did you expect a triangle of 2?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we didn't come out sluggish because of a triangle of 2. We just came out sluggish because of nerves. Just, we've been here before, but you know how it is. You just have to kind of get the rust off at the beginning of the first tournament game.
Yeah, you would think with the experience you have coming back and as much experience returning from the team that made it to Bowling Green, there wouldn't be any nerves, but it's just the nature of high school basketball.
That's right, because it is win or go home, and these girls know it. And, it just takes just a few minutes off the clock, and then they're settled.
Coach, what did you learn about your team tonight from this win that you'll use in the Henry Clay game on Friday?
Well, we just talked in the locker room a little bit about we're here to play ball, and it's time to play a little bit tougher and play with a little bit more emotion. And I think we came out second half and scored 3 quick buckets. So they responded to what I asked them to do, which was good. And I had to kind of get on them a little bit. We were up, but in the locker room we were kind of a little bit heated about what we needed to accomplish if we were going to continue to go forward in this tournament.
Yeah, your team definitely came out with a lot of intensity in the second half. What do you expect Friday night?
I expect pressure. I expect Henry Clay to trap us. I just expect them to try to get us in a full court game and not in a half court game, and we got to be able to handle it.
I think tempo on Friday night is going to be one of those keys. I know your ball club will run when it's there, but you feel very comfortable with your team in a half-court offense, especially with Givens and Pankins on either wing.
Right. Yeah, that's one of our strengths, and anybody who knows us is not going to let us do that if they can.
Well, Coach, congratulations and good luck Friday night. Get back there with your team.
Thank you.
Coach Allison Denton of Lafayette, her team victorious tonight, 62-42 over Woodford County here in Richmond. We'll be back in just a moment. We'll give you a look at the final numbers, and then we'll close it out for tonight and get you set for tomorrow night's boys action of the 11th Region Tournament here in Richmond on PrepSpin.com.
The Kentucky Center for Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner, is now Clear Choice Orthodontics. Why the name change, you ask? Well, we believe that there's only one choice for all your orthodontics needs, and that choice is clear. Clear Choice Orthodontics. We offer a unique level of care for each smile in your family. We also feature the latest in Invisalign technology and Invisalign Teen. Put our award-winning experience to work for you. For a lifetime of beautiful smiles, come visit the most outstanding orthodontist in Kentucky, Clear Choice Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner.
Sitters are here.
I'm ready. Okay, kids, behave.
Man to man.
I got the little guy.
Oh, did you leave cash for the pizza?
I got it.
With more features than ever.
All right, who's hungry?
Mobile banking from Central Bank lets you deposit checks, pay bills,
Okay, you're gonna get a rip screen.
send and receive funds with Pop Money, and more. So you can stay in the game without missing a step. Do more with mobile banking from Central Bank, official bank of UK Athletics.
I'm Todd Graves with special guest Les Miles. Fans seem to have a set of game day traditions they really love.
And one tradition I really love is the one love of Raising Cane's. The delicious taste of those fresh, never frozen chicken fingers, along with that amazing cane sauce, lemonade, and sweet tea.
Wow, I think that covers every game day tradition out there.
You didn't mention my sweet dance moves.
That's a whole other show.
Raising
Cane's, one love.
Back to Eastern Kentucky University, where the final piece of the girls' semifinals for Friday night is set. The Lafayette Generals knock off Woodford County 62-42 here in tonight's action. In game number 1 tonight, it was Henry Clay over Richmond Model. They await Lafayette in game number 2 on Friday night. Game number 1, Franklin County and Madison Southern. Should be 2 interesting matchups for the semifinals of the girls on Friday night. But don't forget, tomorrow night and Thursday night, boys will take center stage. Game number 1 tomorrow night for the boys' 11th Region Tournament gets underway at 6:30. It's Madison Central and Bryan Station. The nightcap, Franklin County and Lafayette. That's Wednesday. Thursday night, you have Henry Clay and Richmond Model. And then on the final, probably the most intriguing matchup because you don't know what you're going to get from either team, Lexington Catholic, Woodford County. They meet for the 4th straight year in the 11th Region Tournament, the 2nd consecutive year in the opening round. Should be interesting on Wednesday and Thursday, but we want you to join us Friday night. Don't forget the girls' semifinals. That should be 2 outstanding games. So for Justin Cheatham on color and William Warfield on our engineer, I've lost my mind. Engineering and producing our broadcast tonight over with PrepSpin, as well as Steve up top, high up top. He doesn't get a whole lot of credit. Does a nice job up there, all alone up there. From Richmond, again, the final score for the final time tonight, Lafayette 62, Woodford County 42. Until tomorrow night, so long from Richmond on PrepSpin.com.